What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about what will be the first update of Chapter 4, Season 3, and that is going to be that the Red-Eye Assault Rifle has been vaulted, and the MK Alpha has replaced it in the loot pool. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this change and what you think of the new MK Alpha. So for those of you who were around last time the MK was in the game, this one is actually quite different. So the last time we had the MK in the game, it was the MK7. This is the MK Alpha, and the weapons look pretty much identical, but they do perform differently. The new one, or the MK Alpha, has 4 extra damage per shot, but a lower fire rate and a lower magazine size. So it'll hit a little bit harder, but shoot a little bit slower. And I've also had players telling me they think this one has less recoil than the MK7, but I don't really remember exactly how the recoil was last time it was in the game. It's been quite a while. I just remember that I didn't really have a problem controlling with it, and I didn't really think it was a big deal. And I feel the same way about the MK Alpha. It's a fine, very controllable recoil pattern. It's mostly vertical. So if you just pull your analog stick or mouse down a little bit, like slightly while shooting, you'll be able to counteract most of that recoil. Or you can like tap fire or burst it at really long range to control the recoil. It is pretty easy once you get the hang of it, and I think it's a solid weapon. The most inconvenient time I had with the recoil, though, was kind of like if I was just barely off target, getting back on target while controlling the recoil was like kind of scuffed, because the aim assist bubble is like larger than the person itself. So when you're kind of near them, you still get that slowdown, and trying to counteract the recoil and adjust my aim to get back on target while I was like having my sensitivity lowered by aim assist was just inconvenient for whatever reason. I haven't really noticed that on miniguns like ever in this game, but I definitely noticed it with this one. So if you find yourself in that situation where you're just like barely off target, but like the combination of the recoil and aim assist makes it hard for you to get back on target, just stop shooting for a brief moment, get back on target, and then you'll be able to like start frying them again. I know that sounds super obvious, but in the heat of the moment, a lot of people's like perception is just to keep shooting and just trying to keep like fighting against it, but you end up spending less time off target than you would have if you just like kind of release the fire weapon button, get back on target, and then start shooting again. Which brings me to the aim assist of this weapon. I think the MK Alpha has far stronger aim assist than that of the Red-Eye, and I definitely think you will notice it. I play controller. I had a lot of people commenting on my videos the past few months with the Red-Eye being in the game, telling me the Red-Eye is unusable on controller because of its lower aim assist. I think it was fine. It felt good to use, but the MK Alpha's aim assist is very, very strong. You're definitely going to notice it more, I think, and it actually was like kind of inconvenient at times to make those small adjustments or make somewhat large adjustments if you have to like catch back up to the opponent with the MK Alpha than it was the Red-Eye. So it does have like weaker, or does have stronger aim assist, but I don't know if that's necessarily a positive, because, you know, there are some downsides to aim assist, or some fights where aim assist might kind of hurt you more than it helps you, kind of like I talked about before with trying to get back on target. And I think you will notice that more with this weapon than you did the Red-Eye. I feel like also it has like a slower strafe speed than the Red-Eye did. I don't know if this is just my perception or what, but I definitely felt slower when strafing with this than I did the Red-Eye. The Red-Eye felt very fast and snappy. This one, not quite the same way. Overall, though, I think the weapon is really solid. I think the Red-Eye was definitely better for really long range fights, but you can put the MK Alpha into pretty much the same loadout and play in a similar way, and you're going to be fine. You just have to be more mindful of those long range fights, because I think this somewhat does indirectly buff the thermal DMR in a way, and the heavy sniper, because like nothing changed with them. But I think like the advantage the thermal DMR has over the MK Alpha at long range is much higher than it did over the Red-Eye. Like I would prefer the Red-Eye at any range over the thermal DMR, but I think now the thermal DMR definitely has like a pretty significant advantage over the MK Alpha at like very long range fights, and that definitely can matter in zero build. And then the same goes with the heavy sniper. Like the fact that this AR isn't as good at long range as the one that it replaced makes the other really long range weapons kind of more desirable or shine more. And I do think a somewhat nice benefit of the Red-Eye being vaulted is this season's lack of mobility. It kind of made getting caught off guard at any point in time by a red eye a death sentence. Like, because the red eye was so good with its like really high damage, a decent player with good aim can like melt you down very quickly. Whereas now with the MK Alpha, it still is a fine weapon and it's still very good, but you're not just gonna like instantly melt somebody if you see them out in the open. You know, like it'll do damage, it'll be fine, but it's not just gonna delete people. Like I said, like the range on it isn't as good. It's slightly less convenient to use than the red eye. Like I think some players may have a hard time controlling the recoil, and that does kind of free you up to make more plays. I felt like I could play more aggressive today and not just immediately lose because somebody was being more passive, like sitting in a bush or a tree, and they just opened with like really good red eye tags, and it's hard to do anything about that, you know. I think this weapon, while I think the red eye was a better weapon, I almost think the game plays better with this MK Alpha in the game. It seemed like I could play a little bit faster paced. It's hard to say whether or not this is the weapon because I feel like Fortnite seasons always kind of are more campy at the start of the season, and then as time goes on, people start to play a little bit more aggressive and there's play less petty. And maybe, you know, just starting to notice that a little bit more. But I definitely just like didn't get nuked by people hiding as much today as I did before. So I think the red eye was a better weapon, but I'm not too sad to see it go because I think the game does play better with the MK Alpha. It's a solid weapon. It's fun to use. And the red eye had been the meta for like 2 months or so. So changing it up and kind of ending up with a weapon that allows us to play a little more loose, I definitely think was a good thing. And I definitely enjoyed the game more today than I have overall this season. I think this was the most fun I had playing Season 3 so far was today. So that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to let some gameplay play out of a game I got on stream with it. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Crash. Like, it's so weird to use in fights like that. Because I want to ADS spam to just, like, catch back up with him. Because, like, the aim assist, I think, is stronger on this weapon. Maybe that's why I keep having to do that. Should I give this guy the win? I thought he was still in that corner, man. Just can't do. Like, I feel like the aim assist and the strafe speed is way different on this. So that's like the biggest thing to get used to, I think. I just want to be up on this roof. He thought he was just gonna mantle my dunker? But yeah, I feel like the aim assist is so strong that if you're just like barely off on people, it can make it inconvenient sometimes with that weapon. And then also the strafe speed it feels much slower to me. And I feel like that also kind of contributes.